Hey everybody, it's Jess Orton here from the LGBTQ plus Truck Driver Network. I will be doing today's podcast with Mr. Javier Tovar, and I just want to say today is a little bit of a somber day for our organization. Just want to put up a picture here. It's been 1 year ago today that Bobby lost his mom, and she meant a lot to this organization, and she was a fighter for this organization, for this group, and she was always there for every one of the drivers, no matter what. She didn't care your sexual orientation, your past history, what you were going through, everything else like that. She loved you no matter what. And I just want to make this podcast a tribute to her. She was there for me when I thought I had no one. And I just wanted to take a little bit of time out to honor her. Miss Brenda Lloyd, you were an amazing woman. You were like a second mom to me and to many, many of the drivers here at the LGBTQ plus Truck Driver Network. And we love you, we honor you, and we miss you every single day. I'd like to take about 10 seconds or so here in silence for Mom. All right. Well, we thank everyone, that has ever had anything to do with, talking with Mom, and just if you ever got to visit with her, you automatically knew that she loved everyone dearly and no matter what. But we are going to get into talking to Javier. Javier was introduced to the organization through our transgender advisor, Miss Ashley Lewis. Ashley couldn't be here for the podcast today because she decided she went to a final excursion of to SeaWorld today so she could just have one last hurrah before she leaves for truck driving school. Oh, not truck driving school. She's done with truck driving school. She's going off to PAM Transport to start her career. So let's go ahead and bring in Mr. Javier here. Hey, Javier. Nothing. Can you not hear me? I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hey, Jesse. I have no audio. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. What'd you do, Javier?
My sound is completely off. I don't hear anything. I don't know if you can hear me. Shoot. Uh-oh.
How about now?
I'm going to try exiting and coming back in. I don't know if it's my turn to speak. I can't hear what you're saying.
Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Gotta love the world of technology. Let's see here. Let's try to bring it back on. Can you hear me now? Nothing.
Shoot.
I can hear you. Let's see.
Oh my god.
Hold on. Can you hear me now?
This is horrible.
Oh no, it's probably on my end.
Can't hear anything. No, if you can hear me at all.
I can hear you.
Oh, I see your hand signals. I don't know what's happening on my end. I'm sorry. Let me try exiting and coming back in. I really apologize for
You're
screwing
fine.
things up here. Let me try coming back in.
Okay. I am so sorry, y'all. I had everything all set up. We were good. um, Bobby has sent me a message. I can hear both. Yeah, I can hear him, and I guess he just can't hear us. So let's just give it a little bit of a moment, and we will try this again. And I do apologize, everybody, for the technical difficulty. I was doing good too. I made it all the way through the mom thing without crying, and I did good. And so I thought we were doing okay. Um, we're gonna wait for him to pop back into the backstage area and see if we can bring him on. Um, Also, we want to wish Javier, uh, once he gets back in here, a happy early birthday. Tomorrow is his birthday, so it's kind of like his birthday show. Um, I said, sorry, Derek. And I think we lost Javier altogether. So, how's everybody doing? How's your mom and them? I'm just kind of lost here. Let me pull up some stuff here. Oh, there's Javier. Let's see if we can get him back on. Can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah. So everybody could hear you. I could hear you.
Yeah, I can all.
Yep. So it was on your end then. Okay, cool. All right. Well, Mr. Javier Tovar, now that everybody can hear you, how you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing really, really well. Thank you. I'm doing great.
You realize that the last minute that he had a podcast today, he was about to take a road trip, y'all. I'm gonna tell on you. Sorry.
I don't know what you're talking.
So if you can, I'm sure there's a lot of us out there in the LGBTQ truck driver network that doesn't know who you are. If they hadn't seen Ashley's podcast, go ahead and introduce who you are and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, sure. My name's Javier. I actually just I just got my I just passed my test. I was one class. Actually, it was in the same class as Ashley, but of course, she's so advanced that she blew past me a week early. But yeah. So I met Ashley actually in school. Somehow.
Of
course. Somehow it took us a minute to connect at school, but right before the very end, we kind of came out to each other, I suppose, and I realized as she told me about the podcast, so I was able to join her last week for it, and that was the week before and last. So that's me. This is actually a path that I chose because a friend of mine has been telling me, he's been putting it in my ear for 2 years, what a great fit it would actually be for the things that I like to do and where I kind of want to go with my life. And so I'm very, very grateful that I did do this and that I'm on route to entering this whole career path. So yeah, that's me.
Okay. So. And I don't say this.
Oh my God!
You are older.
Are you guys able to hear me still?
Yes. Yes. No.
Jesse, am I with you?
You are.
I have no idea if I'm still live or not. Oh my God!
You are.
Some serious technical issues. Let's try this.
Lord, this was not planned. I swear to Lord, it was not planned. This is Mom messing with me. I'm telling you right now. I was also looking for a picture of her earlier and I couldn't find it.
The screen froze on me once again. I am the king of technical difficulties. I apologize.
Can you hear us this time?
I absolutely can. I can hear you. I can. I can do everything except for smell you.
All right. And actually, I'm all clean today, so you're good.
But anyway, did you guys catch that? Because I don't know, audio went dead on my end.
Oh no, you're fine. So I was saying, I know you're not, and I say not to be mean, but I know you're an older gentleman, a little bit older. You're probably about my age, in your 40s. And so, why so late of choosing this career?
Why so late? Well, I tell you, why so late? Well, I've had to start my life over a couple different times. I mentioned a couple podcasts ago that I'm actually a person in recovery. So I've burned a lot of bridges and I've left a lot of wreckage behind in my drinking and using in the past. Most recently, my career choices have been in administration and HR. And I'll tell you what, I am really, really bored of dealing with people and their entitlement and all of that sort of thing. And the other option that I had is I have the gift of gab, and I was offered several different sales positions, and it doesn't sound appealing to me at all at this stage of my life to enter this kind of life of coercion and close. Also, this idea that I get to hook up to my load, take off for 2-3 weeks at a time, and potentially it could just be me and my little chihuahua in the passenger seat going cross country sounds amazing.
I hear you. I mean, I was in healthcare for 16, 17 years, something like that. And I just, and in relation to you, I started at PAM Transport, and I started in PAM Transport just under 6 months clean. So, and the reason when I came out of rehab, nobody wanted to hire me because of that reason.
Mm-hmm.
So trucking seemed to be a good fit, and it ran in my family. So it was something that was in my family. But it's a good place to get like clean, but it's also there's also ups and downs that the stresses of the road and stuff like that. So always make sure you take the good book with you and everything else like that, and just you got to know where you're going.
Sure.
So you went to school. What was the name of the trucking school you guys went to?
Career Tech, which is in Lake.
How did you like it?
I mean, honestly, the instructors were great. I actually really enjoyed it. They made it real easy. I really think that every one of them, each section that I did, the 45s and the straight backs and the offsets. I mean, everybody did their part, and they took a chunk, a bite out of the whole process of training us. And I was very comfortable. I felt I feel like I really understood what I'm supposed to understand, and how to be in command of my trailer. And yeah, so I liked it. I mean, it's interesting because I was a little bit worried about maybe bigotry or that sort of thing, seeing as how I didn't realize until Ashley pointed out to me that they were part of the part of the logo for the school is the Career Tech, a C and a T, and it's a big red Trinity cross on the side of the road. I was like, it didn't even dawn on me, because I came in through Driver Solutions. I didn't realize the name of the school at all until a couple of days after I started. So yeah, but it was cool. It was great. It was a good experience. It really was.
That's good. So I know I was here when you called Ashley to say that you had finally went out on the road for the first time in a semi truck. What was that very first experience like for you?
It was interesting. I actually had one particular individual in my brain the entire time. I'm the eldest of 5 siblings, and my brother Angel, and I were both from the same father. Everyone else is a mixed bag, if you will. My brother Angel, when he was still in a carrier, a seat carrier, he learned to speak before he could walk. He had some abnormalities, and growth defects, and so when he was this little carrier, would be in the car, and every time a semi truck would come by, he would emulate the sounds that they made, and even until about 7 or 8 years of age, when he could speak, he still referred to semi trucks as psst. He would call them, hey, look, it's a psst, because of the noise of the compressor. So as I was finally behind the wheel, not that I hadn't heard it in the parking lot, but as I was finally driving and I'm hearing the governor, fill up and air brakes, decompressing. I couldn't help but think of my brother Angel, and it was great. It was one of his lifelong dreams to do it. I think he did get his CDL, but never actually got hired. He's like 4'5", I believe, 4'4". He's not a very tall person. Not that doesn't matter, because you can still get hired, but he went a different direction. So I definitely thought about him. I felt great. I felt great up there. I felt great behind the wheel. I felt great. This whole that I took this idea and went through the training, and it was coming to fruition. And the whole thing felt fantastic. I love the perspective of sitting up high on the truck, and yeah, it felt good.
Yeah, I mean, when you get into the right truck, because like there's certain trucks that you get into, it feels differently. But when you get into that right truck, that truck will make you feel safe. It's literally your safety net, and it's like one thing you have to watch out for is that you have to step out of that safety net every once in a while, and get out into nature and just get out around other people. And that's one thing that I always try to tell people with their mental health and stuff like that is it's a big thing here. So I also, and I had mentioned it when you were trying to log back in and out like that. Happy early birthday.
Thank you.
That's tomorrow, correct?
That is tomorrow, yes.
Happy 30th.
I was going to say, don't you dare. Through this phone and snatch you up. No. I appreciate it. Thank you for the early birthday wishes. I actually I'm very honored in so very many ways. In fact, won't this be the last? Oh no, wait, this will be the last weekend streaming, right? Before the new year. You guys do this every day?
Every Saturday we do this. And in the beginning of January, we are beginning our season 2 of the podcast. So yes.
So this is the last Saturday then.
This is the last Saturday of season 1.
I'm very honored, and it's interesting. I do want to extend my condolences. I know, you know what? I'm new to the group, so you have to apologize me. I can't. Whose mother did we lose a year ago?
Bobby. He's the founder.
Bobby.
He is actually he is watching. So,
Bobby, I'm so sorry. My audio was so spotty, and I was kind of tuning in and out. But I do want to extend my condolences.
Thank you for that.
And I gotta say, I'm honored to be a part of this. For me, this is a new beginning, and listen, this is life, right? It's a continuation of all of it. Just because we lose loved ones doesn't mean that we lose what they've left behind. We carry that on. We carry on their legacy. We honor them. I think it's an absolute privilege to be
Right.
to be able to do that, respectfully.
Yes. So I have one question for you. Is I know when Ashley kind of, you realized who she was and what she was about and stuff like that. When she told you that there was an entire network of LGBTQ truck driving individuals, what went through your mind?
What went through my mind? I felt relieved. I felt the same way that I felt when I first walked into it. Well, no, that's not. Let me not blow hot smoke out there. I felt similar to the way that I felt when I first, went into a gay bar, for example. I was like, oh, there's a place for us. There's an intersection between my lifestyle, my choice, and my community. And I was not anticipating. I mean, listen, of course, I know in all walks of life, we're everywhere, right? People are people, but I was very pleasantly relieved and surprised that there was this community, because, it's that whole, and even this, I mean, even what a blessing. I mean, even that you're a person who's also, in recovery as well. I mean, what an amazing thing to have all those things intersect,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it even more than I was before knowing that the community is here, you know?
And I will say, and you can reach out to me or anyone in the group, because so there's been a couple of times when I was out on the road and I was delivering to a very shady area that those thoughts came rushing back into my head. We all know these things happen. They don't just go away. And I got on the phone with someone from the organization, and I was like, I got to talk my way through this, because if I don't, I could literally walk over to that corner right there, who's like, it's less than 200 feet from me, and buy a bag of heroin. I mean, I could do it. And it was right there. Everything's at your disposal. And so anytime anything like that happens, you can reach out. There are multiple people on this organization that can relate to so many things that you can't even imagine.
No, I can imagine. I can imagine. And thank you, by the way. First of all, thank you for that. And secondly, I have to say, luckily, luckily this culture, that's developed after the pandemic, sparked all of these virtual meetings that I do attend on a pretty regular basis. So I was pretty prepared to arm myself with that arsenal of, of lists of meetings, and, you can go to different websites and find them.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, that's what it's all about. I mean, the nature of what we're going to be doing, we're all going to be, I think I'll seldomly see the majority of you ever in person, but we will be able to communicate via these.
Oh, absolutely.
And everything. So
I know that when the one night we kind of talked to each other, all each other on the phone after your little podcast with Ashley, you were saying that you were Ubering to make, ends meet to get through school as well.
Yes.
So are you going to miss doing that, or?
You're funny. You're funny. I'm still Ubering, actually. That's what when you tattled on me earlier. When the trip that I was about to get on was actually, I was going to accept a ride, because my car took a big nosedive right before school, and I didn't know how I was going to get between Kissimmee and Lakeland to school, so I had to devise this idea where I rented a car from Uber and Ubered in order to cover the cost, because I'm flat broke. And so I don't have to turn the car in until Monday, and I'm still Ubering to make sure that I can cover all of the tolls and expenses and all the things that I had to. The short answer is no, I will not miss Ubering. I can't stand how little it pays, how many hours it takes to recuperate it all. But that being said, I can't completely poo-poo it, because I got through this last month doing it. Didn't turn a profit, but I didn't have to, I didn't have any other means of getting to and from school. So yeah, so it's bittersweet, but no, I will not miss it once I'm able to, stand on my own financially in the trucking industry.
That's awesome. So now that you've got your CDL,
mm-hmm.
and you're ready to, get going and everything else, what worries you the most at this point?
What worries me the most? As you mentioned earlier, which we'll talk about, we'll have words to exchange later on, you and I. I'm an older gentleman entering. Well, you know what worries me the most, honestly, is the cold hard numbers. I know that the first year, because of the contract that I'm in, and I have to pay this company back. I'm looking at all the different. There's, you don't just jump right into X number of pennies per dollar. They start you off real low ball, and then slowly increment you. I'm concerned with where I'm going to land financially in the next 3 months, 6 months, a year.
Right.
Just like everyone, I have a lot of financial responsibilities, and a lot of them that are immediate. So my biggest concern is how am I gonna maximize my earnings? What am I going to do with this career path? Because I certainly don't plan on staying stagnant with it. I want to take it and make it the most the most assertive attempt that I personally can for me. I'm not speaking for anybody else, but for me, I'm really worried about being proactive with it, and not letting any time pass, and just sitting in any one position when if there's any possibilities for growth within PAM or whatever.
Sorry, my dog is over here trying to go. Okay, so now I was trying over here trying to get the comments to turn on, and I finally see one. It was actually from last week's podcast guest was Tampa Bay Gay. But anyway, all right. So let me see.
I don't see anything, but I'll let you be the comment master because I.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing. It's not showing up. I'm just having a world of just fun of nothing showing up today.
Oh, here it is. I see a Tampa Bay Gay, and then also, I don't know. Are we the only ones on the? Are you Tampa Bay Gay? You and me, the only ones on this podcast? I have no idea.
Well, so these are comments. When you see comments pop up, people who, however they're watching, whether they're on Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, all these other different things, when they comment, they will show up over here.
Okay.
Apparently, Bobby is trying to comment, and I'm not seeing anything.
Right.
So I'm not exactly sure what's it. It's just.
Hey, I'm
fucking with me today.
When I barely have audio. I'm not knowing what I did wrong to begin with. But you know what? I will say that oh crap! I just dropped my phone. I was thinking about earlier, when I heard that it's been a year since you lost Bobby's mom. I omitted one of the big reasons for this change is it's not just a change just because I was living in Michigan. I was working for a friend who is very well to do, and I could have just stayed there and lived my life out in Michigan and made a moderate salary and been okay. But I have a mother who has Parkinson's. I'm actually in her house right now here in Kissimmee. She was forced into early retirement the last year and a half. She just could not stay at the post office long enough to get an actual pension. She'd only been there for about 10 years. I think you need about 5 more in order to get a full pension. So we have a mortgage. We have a house here that she's still got like another 17 years to pay, and she's going to need some nursing care because that's the nature of Parkinson's. It does not get better, it progresses. So yeah, one of the many motivators that I have is that I'll be able to, bring in enough cash to make an impact and to save my mother's house and to help with the financial burden that's inevitably coming, down the line.
Fully. We get it. Definitely get that. There's multiple people in the organization that have talked about that kind of thing. So yeah, definitely get that.
It's interesting because there's that sort of a dichotomy. Like, I know as truckers, it can be very lonely. We spend a lot of times on our own. And I know a lot of people, well, I've heard, I don't know if it's true or not, that a lot of people who choose this industry are in fact loners and recluse and that sort of thing. But, there's also the other subset of people who, can't wait to get back at the end of the 3 weeks to see their family because they're very much so family oriented. I fall somewhere in the middle. I adore them. I can't imagine life without them, but being away from them for 2 or 3 weeks sounds really healthy to me because when we're together for too much,
I get that. Yeah, I definitely get that because I was that one that I had no problem staying out for 2-3 months sometimes, and that's where I talk about the whole make sure you get out of your truck. Don't let it become your safety net so much that you don't leave. And because if you do that, 1, your health will diminish. 2, your mental health will diminish. And both of those things actually happened to me. And if it wasn't for the group, I'd be dead because they literally had to come get me out of my truck.
Yeah.
This group is great. This group is great for just making sure that everyone is okay. And we have Life 360 and we work with Life 360 to make sure that truckers are, okay where they're at, and if they need mental health help. Matter of fact, the one person you see up here that says good evening, he works in the mental health industry, and so he knows all about the ins and outs of mental health, and he actually helped hook us up with some of the people that we work with, and it just needs to be done because these trucks like I said, they just get where it's home. It's where we live. And so you got to remember, if you're at your own home like this, you have to leave it every once in a while, because if you don't, you're gonna go crazy. And
Yeah.
you have to remember to do that in your truck as well. And early into the, in your career, you will learn that it's like, oh my God, I want to get out. I want to see this. I want to see that. I want to see this. After 9 years, it's like, I've seen that. I've done that. I've literally seen pretty much everything I wanted to see. Now it's more like, you have to realize you have to put yourself first.
Sure.
And I think it's amazing what you're doing to help your mom and everything else like that, because Bobby and everyone in this group can be the first ones to understand what you're going through. And so what did your mom think about you choosing this career path?
You know, she was pretty neutral about it. She's my unfortunately my drinking career was something that she had a pretty front row seat to, so she's happy that I'm pursuing something that I'm excited about. Yeah, she was pretty okay with it. We kind of shared a similar nostalgia about like I said, my brother Angel being in a carrier and calling trucks psst. So, about that, there just seems to be some agreeable continuity in me doing this, and where we are in life.
Right. And as we knew from the couple of podcasts before, with you being on with Ashley, we know you're going to have to take time to do the eyebrows and all that other stuff. Make sure it's all nice, trim, and proper. You have to.
This didn't just happen.
This just don't happen. I get that. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I'm gonna have to get used to that. Somebody in school was like, "You're not gonna be putting all that friggin' hair gel and spray in there." Listen.
This don't happen overnight, and they can't change it overnight either.
I find time to do it in every other thing that I do. Maybe when I'm laying down in the bunk, I won't be doing it, but I don't see why I can't spritz my hair up a little.
So one of the comments here you see from our Vice President Derek, ask him. He'll tell you how you can be prim, proper. Your eyebrows can be done. He can teach you all that of how to do it on the road, because he does it all the time.
Oh, I'm just gonna get the.
See that? Do you see that? Watch the eyebrow comments.
Well, the eyebrows are not as big a deal as the mani pedi situation. I'm gonna have to find out where all the really good Vietnamese nail salons are along the way. I'm gonna be stopping. I'm sorry to tell you, but I am gonna need my cankles, filed down, and these, gnarly eagle talons that I call toenails, cut back. It has to happen. I'm sorry.
Well, Derek can be the one to help you out with that, because sure as hell ain't me.
Derek, I'll be reaching out.
Yes, that is your definite go-to on that.
Cool.
So, is there anything else? And I do want to mention, you just recently took a trip to Canada, didn't you?
I did. I was in Canada, Toronto in September.
How was that?
Oh my God, I love Canada. I've only been there the one time, but that week in Toronto was spectacular. I think the people are in such a good mood. It's a really fun, big city with lots to do, and I couldn't get enough of it. I would absolutely go back. I think Toronto's great.
Yeah, because I a lot of the pictures that I had found for you and stuff like that, there was one. Was that you that was on the big rainbow steps, right?
Well, yeah, because everything in Toronto's, I mean, like that entire part of the city, every intersection's rainbow colored, all the stairs, all the ladders, there's flags. I was like, geez, you think these guys are out and proud? My God. It was a great. We walked by at least 4 different really fun, cute little boutiquey, drag bars, and took pictures. My friend, who's a photographer, he's the one that took a whole bunch of the pictures when we were there. It was great. I had such a good time. I did not visit the leather shop, but I'm not a leather shop kind of dude. But more power to you if you are. Uh, I actually did a lot more. I went to the ramen noodle spot because I love food. I'm a foodie. And I also definitely tried several of the different coffee shops. It was great.
So, in trucking,
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of things that new drivers want to go see. What are the top 3 things places that you want to see in this country?
Well, the first one is pretty odd, but the West Coast, because I haven't been. So I can't wait to get to California and just kind of stand on the edge of what north, south, or central. I don't care. I really want to see the Pacific Ocean. I'm seriously looking forward to being either in or adjacent to the Grand Canyon, and not wait until I am in New Jersey, near the Jersey Shore, because I just love the whole, tongue-in-cheek, low-life Jersey Shore culture, and I can't wait to forget about it.
Well, I will tell you, as a former PAM driver, you will definitely see California. You will see Ontario, California more times than you'll want to puke after a while, so I've seen it.
Okay.
And then Grand Canyon wise, you may or may not. I didn't get to see the Grand Canyon until I went to my third company. I was a company slut. I went through so many companies, it wasn't even funny. Do what?
You said was? Never mind. We'll talk about it later.
Bitch. Anyway, I said I was a company slut. The other part is a whole nother story. That's a whole nother podcast. And we have those podcasts. But yeah, and you'll definitely get up to Jersey. You ain't got to worry about that.
Right on. Well, then I'm excited about it. I mean, I was excited anyways, but yeah, it all sounds great. I mean, listen, I know there's lots of corn to be seen, and I am okay with that.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll go to places that you're like, oh my God, why the hell am I here? So, but one thing that with PAM Transport you'll definitely see is Laredo, Texas. They have the best Mexican food there. And the best Mexican food comes out of the trunks of cars. I know it sounds weird, but it's true.
I mean, I am half Mexican, so that's a tall order saying the best Mexican food there. We'll see. Oh,
you're right there. Like, you are right there next to the motherland, kind of the border. They come across the border and they have these amazing food setups in the trunks of cars. And that was the best Mexican food I ever had. Came out of a trunk of a Buick Century.
Right on. All right. Well, I'll look forward to that one. Laredo, Texas, huh? Cool.
Laredo, Texas, yes. And you'll definitely be going back to Michigan. They go to Michigan a lot.
You know what? I'm also really excited about, obviously I'm gonna have to figure out how it all goes. I mean, I know that they bring you back home, and I'm sure that you can also elect to pick other spots, I guess, as your downtime area.
Yeah, usually.
Yeah, so I have friends from high school sprinkled all over the United States. I went to an art school in Miami, and everyone kind of spread out. I am sort of looking forward to making good on this promise to visit people that I haven't visited in the last 30 years since graduation. So yeah, it's kind of a fun prospect that all that's going to be coming up.
You're from Chicago, correct?
Born in Chicago, not from Chicago. I was born in Chicago.
Okay, cool. Would you get down? This podcast ain't about you. Come here. So I understand.
Your dog. Sorry, I saw you looking down and never mind.
You ain't right.
I was parental advisory.
I understand about the trucker dog. Here's mine.
Oh.
She thinks the podcast is about her right now, so I figured I'd show her.
Don't go away. Poppers.
This podcast is not about you. You guys understand that. You're a beautiful dog, but it's not about you. Go play. Go play.
All righty. So this is my trucker dog.
Oh, he's adorable.
know if you heard me call out his name, and anybody with questions about it, we can talk later. This is a family show, but his name is Poppers. And
Okay. I mean, like I said, we do podcasts about everything. We've already talked about Poppers before.
oh, good. Well, I mean, of course, his name is after the jalapeno poppers.
Yeah, sure, we'll go with that.
Right. Mwah, good boy. So yeah, so he's my little guy. He's 15 years old, and I can't wait to. That was the other thing, it's starting to get really challenging. I mean, I know this first 3 weeks or so with Pam, I have to do a mentorship, and once I get my own route, I believe you have to pay a deposit or whatever. But then he'll be able to come.
$100.
Whatever it takes. He's getting up there, and the thought of him being home alone, day in, day out is kind of starting to stress me out. So I'm willing to pay it if it means that I can have my little old guy with me. So yeah, so that's.
What the hell is that? Okay, hold on a second.
Uh-oh.
Here you go.
You really want to talk about eyebrows?
Here's your eyebrow guy.
I'm sitting here doing them right now.
Cool.
So this is Derek. He's the vice president of the organization.
And the eyebrow.
What's that?
And the eyebrow guy.
And the eyebrow. He's Mr. Prim and Proper.
That is a lot of hats to wear, Derek. Good for you.
Man, you got to be out here. Like, I can't get out of the truck looking like hell. So,
yeah,
can't do that.
No, I definitely am gonna need to get some pointers from you. But like I said, I understand the DIY lifestyle, but I am a huge fan of finding a couple different spots along whatever routes I'm on, and I'll find out where to get a facial and a mani-pedi here and there, because I don't mind being pampered for an hour or so at a time. Come in.
No, you got time there. Like, you'll have time, and there's good spots all over to go.
Yeah. Yes, please. I'm sorry. I'm being asked a question. Yes, please. Thank you. What was that?
There's good places to go to get that done. And even if it's not right in the area, it's always usually a 15-minute Uber ride from the truck stops.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I realize that as I get older, the Cinderella's truth comes closer and closer to being true. But, if I don't get it done by midnight, I haven't turned into a pumpkin yet. But, yeah, I like to, do a little maintenance schedule.
No, I get it. We won't let you turn into Jess. His feet look like they could drag small children off of the ground.
Boy. I have
lying, no.
I also for toenails. They're pretty unsightly. I need machinery. Like I need the little Vietnamese lady with the power drill and getting in there.
That's what Jess uses.
There you go. Dremel tools.
Yeah.
Well, more power to Jess. Hard pass for me, but more power to Jess. I ain't going near. I want someone who knows what they're doing near my feet.
It's like a sense of adventure. Sometimes you got it, sometimes you don't.
Lord. All right, my service sucks down here. You guys have a good podcast. I'll catch up with you later.
All right, yeah. Thanks, Derek.
Yeah, you know what? Before I forget, I know we talked about it already. I mentioned that I'm gonna sound like a broken record, but I'm just really grateful. I mean, it's the year's coming to an end. This is a new chapter for me. We're celebrating life. We're celebrating those that have passed. And I think that's such a great thing for me personally. I'm a little misty about it because there's this great intersection that's happening for me. Yeah. I'll be able to, complete a lot of tasks on my bucket list that I have been wanting to. Yeah, that's it.
No, I get it. And it's something that a major career change is always something more stressful, than you. And one thing you just have to remember in trucking is that you can't let yourself get in your head, and you can't let your mind, and if I hate to say it like this, but any of the voices that you hear, don't let them fuck with you.
Oh, you know what? I will say something funny. So my testing day, everyone talked about the dreaded whistle and how they lost their nerve if they heard. I got whistled 3 different times, and it turns out afterwards I found out from the 2 different examiners, one was yelling at the other one. He goes, he wasn't even on the line, and the guy was like, I was just warning him. I just took a deep breath and pushed right through it. I didn't get enough point. Obviously, I passed, got my license, but my instructor who was watching the examiner afterwards, he came up to me. He goes, "Now that's an important we missed in class is how to not let it shake you and still push through." He goes, "You're recovered. You did great." I was like, "Yeah, in the real life, what am I gonna do?" Oh my God, I went over the line, jump out of the truck and cry.
Right.
Yeah, it was
We're,
cool.
we're not that gay.
Speak
But
for yourself.
listen, remember, always yell, and I tell this to multiple people. In trucking, it's a hurry up and wait situation. And then on top of that is you're not there for these other truckers' paychecks. So don't let them fuck with you and make you move faster if you're not ready to move that fast.
Oh no.
That's one thing I always remembered. I'm not here for someone else's paycheck. I'm here for mine.
Right.
So I'm gonna move at my damn good pace. And if you don't like it, you can just sit there and wait.
Oh yeah. I heard the whistle, and all I could think is, that's okay. I'm still finishing my test, and I'm not going to be frazzled. I was like, not today, Satan.
Exactly, not today at all.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Javier, I want to thank you so much for coming on this podcast today, and I'm sorry Ashley couldn't be here. She's being a pretty little princess, I'm sure, down at SeaWorld somewhere.
If she's sorry.
And look, and she has my boyfriend in tow.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, so they're both down there at SeaWorld. So if only one comes back, I won't be shocked.
Oh my gosh. Oh wait, we're not allowed to say adult things. Never mind. I'll tell you something later.
What are we not allowed to say?
So they're down there in SeaWorld. Have you ever heard of the sexual position called the dolphin?
No, but I'm gonna have to look it up now.
Well, no, that's when you try to put it where, and the other person goes, Sorry. Continue.
I don't know, but I might have to try that now. Anyway,
Likes fan. She goes, that's when they try and put it in your booty, and you go,
Funny as hell.
Yeah.
No, don't be afraid to say things on this podcast. We don't give a damn. We push limits. That's not a problem. But I do want to thank you. And hopefully you have a great new year. Hopefully you get your assignment for Pam soon. And Ashley will probably see you out there at some point in time. But is there anything else you would like to say before you get off here?
Love and peace and light to everyone. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Oh, that's not a problem. Not a problem at all. But once again, thank you. And I'm sure we'll be talking again soon.
You got it, yo.
All right. What's that?
Do I log off, or does it end by itself?
I'm gonna take and put you back on the backstage thing, and then you can just log out.
All right. Bye, guys. Thanks again.
Bye. All right, guys. So that was Javier Tovar. He is a graduate with Ashley, who they both just got their CDLs. And once again, I want to thank everyone, and I do apologize for all of the technical issues today. But I hope you all enjoyed the podcast. I hope you enjoy these podcasts. This has been season 1 of the LGBTQ plus Truck Driver Network podcast shows. On January 4th, we will start season 2. It will be with me, Derek, and Bobby, and maybe a couple of other people. We don't know yet. And we hope you enjoy season 2. Thank you so much for doing whatever you have done with the organization, all the sharing, all the great posts and the podcasts and everything else from everything. All of us here at LGBTQ plus Truck Driver Network, we thank you. We hope you all enjoy your holiday season. I know it's been an amazing time here at TDN headquarters. And I just want to say, I always end every podcast and every live that I do with the same things. And the reason I say those things is because they mean so much to me. And I wouldn't have learned these things if it wasn't for this organization. So as always, stand up, stand out, stand proud.